want to talk about this because I feel like, this is things that can really happen to the best of us when I'm not going to always say when your discernment is not there, but some people target people that they feel like this is when people study your life. They study the things that you go through. Okay? This is like when people actually study certain things about you. So there is a certain thing called glamour magic or glamour spells, and it's not really like what you think it is, like, oh, I just want to be very beautiful and very glamorous. A glamour spell is basically something that people do to make something look appealing, look desirable. And but when you get it, it's really not. And this could be something that some of you could be going through. You could even be being like, this could be happening to you through a couple. Like this is how they get people. It's like they build their wealth, their status off of glamoring other people. This could even be like a job. Like, oh, we're gonna make this job look so beautiful to work at, but when you get here, it's you trapped. Like there's no getting out of this. There's not going to be any growth. It's like I'm going to make it very hard for you to move in the next direction. And it's like the more that you start realizing this, like imagine you being someone and you have always been known to be the person that's intelligent. Like this is like somebody doing this to a lot of different people. So I just been peeping game about something, right? So like I'm very curious to know what is going on. Like I'm gonna get back to that topic in a second, but I'm gonna go to this real quick. I saw that Chloe dropped a project Crickets. Nobody talked about it. It hasn't gotten any buzz on YouTube. And my thing about it is I'm like, why is Chloe being done like that? But it's like you signed with Beyonce. I said you thought being attached to someone like the Carters would actually do well for you. Y'all are the only artists that ever signed them. I'm like, I really studied things like birth charts and stuff like that. Chloe had a very good birth chart. Like, it makes sense that she is as musically inclined. She's beautiful. All of that. Beyonce saw that. Jay-Z could probably see that as well. Y'all ever thought about like why did they give more clout to Haley versus giving the clout to Chloe? Like Chloe is the one that wrote majority of the songs, produced the songs. Both of them have very beautiful voices, but something about that dynamic, I feel like, and this is no shade, nothing like that. It's like because both of them are very beautiful. But when you come to comparison of like stature and nature, I would put Chloe more so in the space of Beyonce than putting Chloe or putting Haley there. Right. So I've been noticing ever since Chloe started to speak out in that space and talk about what's going on, and it made me think about it. It's like this is a form of mental illness. People real deal feel like because their longevity in certain things, how long they've been there, how already talented they are, they feel like they deserve to have what you have. Like, you can't steal spiritual gifts and you can't really steal talent. Like, yes, destiny swapping comes with the ability of you not being aware of what's going on, and people don't like the Carters use this thing to where people are afraid of them, but it's like all y'all are witches and warlocks. You never get your hands clean. You possess and do rituals over other people so that they will carry out your dirty work. And it's like when people see that, it's like they don't want anybody in the black community to really be revered as a better, like, especially within this space. We're the top couple, we're the top this, and I've been noticing that it's like anytime that someone is in a space where they disagree, it's like you need to bow to us. And I'm like, you bow where there is respect. It's like you can give credit where credit is due, but I'm not bowing to no man. And this is that staple that they put within our community, because it's like the white people position them to be that staple to us. They want us to fear them, but really they still have a boss too. And anytime, like, so they will glamour people around you. Like, imagine I am someone who has never been put in a position to ever look like I was incompetent or did not know what was going on around me. But that is the narrative. It's like people did not do their research on me. Like, I noticed me being quiet was really a staple. So when people really thought that they were showing out and they thought that I didn't know certain things, it's just like I started to speak up, and it's like people started to realize that they fucked up. Like, folks really thought I was a bimbo. Folks really thought that I was very gullible and very easy. So, and I feel like they used my relationships that I've been a part of. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I have terrible taste in men. I do think I have allowed men to glamour me in a way, but sometimes you're not really glamour. It's like people like companionship. So you choose to ignore things. You choose to ignore things that don't really, like, that's not there, or that you know is not healthy for you. And this is how people are allowed to, like, basically set up shop in your energy. The one thing that they try to attack is, like, when doing glamour spells, the one thing that people try to attack the most is the people's perception of you. If we can make you spaz out by taking or orchestrating things in your waking life or your regular life, and you, huh? Yours. I ran to a store just wanted something to put on my hair. I forgot I had it on there. I don't even feel it. So basically, what people do is, like, they want you to spaz out about the things that they're doing to you, but they have all of this stuff that they could basically do to make it look like you're crazy. Like, none of that's happening to you, but it's like people get sloppy. It's like, okay, so this is like too. So imagine I kept saying, people are hacking my devices trying to make it where I can't get a job. So after that, it's like, imagine people go and start looking at your, like, they do get other federal people involved, and they like, we just gonna see, maybe this person not applying for jobs, somebody go see, be like, oh, you've applied for like 100 positions, but we never see any follow-up emails, you getting rejected or nothing. This is on purpose. So it's like somebody is in the space of having to let you have something, because if not, it's gonna really start looking like what they want. See, this is how you fight back. It's like, I noticed too, I said a lot of, like, I know it sounds crazy. It's like there's a way that you can speak on the things that you're going through without still having to give people energy, because they really want you to spaz out so that it looks like what they say you are is what you are. So this is like, imagine someone really went off of your outer appearance. Someone's like, you look like a bimbo, so I'm going to treat you like a bimbo. But this is not someone actually knowing that you're actually an intelligent person. Like, this is like someone not knowing, like, the credentials of you growing up and all those different things. Like, I've always been a academic person. I've always been someone that had a thirst for wanting to learn more. And this is somebody trying to make it look like, you ain't shit. And some of y'all, it may be very surprising to see who, it's like you may think it's one person, but it would be very surprising to you to see who would do that. You be like, mm. Like, a lot of times too, there are a lot of people that are being positioned to look like they such good guys. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I side eye a lot of people like J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar because of their affiliations. Not saying, like, I side eye a lot of these people, but I look at people like Kendrick and I look at people like J. Cole, and I'm like, y'all have affiliations with Jay-Z and Beyonce. And I'm like, me knowing and seeing that spirit of how that energy is, it really does make me question the way that I look at some of these people because I'm like, some ain't right here. You want me to think that you have this very beautiful, nice nature, but if these are your counterparts or if these are your colleagues, if the way how they act in other people's energy is not like yours, why are you hanging around them? Like these are the questions that I start to ask myself. And sometimes, people will equate silence as this meaning like, oh, you're not doing nothing. But it's like it's like you don't have to say nothing. The energy is very loud. Like it's a very loud energy. And people know you can see that. And this is why people keep trying to do like crown chakra magic. Like people real deal think that they can swap your consciousness. Like people may can slow you down, but if this is really the truth that you live in, it's like nobody can force you to be anything else if you are already aware. Then you also have white people that do it too, but I'm really starting to look at it. It's like, yes, I see the white people that do it, but it's like I really look at my fellow African American people because I'm like, y'all are the pawns. It's like by them offering you certain things financially, you don't care about dissing your own people. I really haven't had very good vibes also about Lucian Grange. That interaction that Lucian Grange and Dr. Dre had at that at when Kendrick won all those Grammys, I'm like, I know that Drake be lying about certain shit, but I just been looking at things from a certain standpoint, and I'm just like, this industry is very corrupt. It's not the niggas, it's the white people that sit in them positions. Lucian Grange never intended on really giving Drake that money. And I feel like as time progressed and went forward, he realized that, you was never going to get this. It's like, so the purpose was, it's like they used Kendrick as a pawn. It's like, I don't know what they really told Kendrick or whatever the case, it could have been something regarding money, but Kendrick definitely went hard in that space to be able to be like, I'm going to go against this person, you know, but I really feel like he still was used as a pawn for the label because both of them are attached or were attached or are attached to Universal. Drake had Sony ties as well as I think Columbia ties, which is also Beyonce. So you start to really look at things from a higher level, a higher perspective. And it's just like you start to look at this and it's just like I don't like the fact that people real deal feel as if just because you want to be a part of something that you really have to sacrifice your whole well-being, your dignity just to sit at that table. And people are trying to, it's like too, when you have seen things or you've been able to equate yourself to certain things, your vision gets clearer. This is when people really start to attack what you're seeing, or they keep trying to create narratives that go against it. Like Donald Trump is one of those people. Like that man is a warlock. Folks give him a lot of like credit, but you gotta really do your research on the Trump family. Like I side eye the Trump family a lot because I'm like, I know for a fact the Trump family bought Nikola Tesla's time machine. And I noticed that there's a lot of things within these dynamics that they try to Mandela us to make it seem as if they did not exist. I said Donald Trump doesn't want the idea of slavery to be around. Now, I'm going to say this. I do feel like people need to do their research when it comes to slavery. Like you have a lot of black people that weren't very aware, but black people sold their own people. And I also do think how in a lot of different spaces, in these times with the way how folks can pretty much find anything, why are there not more slave ships really like that we could see? Like whether they wrecked or not, a lot of times people recreate them. So it's like, you know, we have civil rights, but slavery really dates back from the 1700s, 1800s, and the early 1900s, 1920, 30, 40, whatever. That time frame is still not that long ago. I feel like we have not been told exactly what happened. This is why, like, black people set themselves up for a curse. A lot of people talk shit about Kanye, but it's like you're not listening to what he's saying. It's like it's like, too, even with religion, I'm like, we believe in God, but the way that pagans have tried to teach us religion, it's like it suppresses us. It suppresses us. We're not, I'm like, niggas been sacrificing even in the Bible. So how y'all can't say that the Bible is not hoodoo and voodoo? Because I said the same thing that partakes in this is the same thing. It's like, but they glamorize it. That to me, the Bible is a very glamorized book. I know this is going to offend people, but I'm talking about the people who actually you look at things. We've been put in a society to where they say if you question God, you're sinning. Fuck that shit. I'm like, stuff don't be making sense. And as I have gotten older, I said I've gotten bullied more for really having my own thought process and not allowing people just to tell me this is that. I'm like, I have went through my own experiences and I'm like, this doesn't make sense in correlation to that. So we talk about thou shall not kill, thou shall not steal, but a lot of the stuff that transpired in the Bible is written by men that did that. There are no stories in the Bible that is depicted from, I think, the standpoint of a woman. Majority of the Bible, if not all of the Bible, was written by men. And the women in the Bible, their roles were very minuscule. Like this has been a very like a large spiritual warfare. It's like this is the programming. And when you are in that process of reprogramming yourself to be, this is when people want to get rid of you because they feel like you are a threat to the program that they making. It's like people want to whitewash the program. They want to make us look like we're ignorant. This is why we have so much crime in the black community. This is one of the main reasons why, we don't flourish. We don't help each other grow. But if you look at other communities, they always coming together. The Asians come together, the Mex ooh, like I'm not gonna lie, if I really had to say I envy any group after a real experience, it's like I do kind of envy some of the Spanish people, like the Mexicans and stuff like that. For one, they don't pay a lot of taxes here, but two, they stick together. Like when it come to money, like your land is my land is really a thing with them. They help each other. Like at when I used to work at this burger place, I worked with nothing but Mexicans, and I used to see how they would create pots and all of these different things to like put money in. And every week they'll give a different family. I'm like, I never see black people do shit like that because we have been taught to hate each other. But people knew if we were actually stronger as a unit. Every story that you really see about black people is something negative. All of the stories about black excellence gets pushed to the side. They don't want you to think that we are excellent, but folks will say that this is not racism. What do you call it then? It's like people want you to be looked at a certain type. Like I really think white people are aliens. And somehow, whatever did I don't I feel like you have different species of aliens, of course. But I think white people like their DNA ain't hardly like nobody else's DNA. But we have been put in a society to think that their DNA is the best, and that shit is weird. It's like all people want to do is focus on like where we are not, but nobody ever wants to focus on how did we allow ourselves to get to this point. We have always been wealthy. We have always been rich. And I don't think y'all realize what's happening in real time. It's like I'm looking at black folks go against other black folks and the white people literally revering in that. I'm like, we're seeing black wealth being destroyed in our face once again because white people hate us. Like they would be afraid. It's like they create a system to where we have to give to their system. Like they created a system where we have to give to their system. If people were not afraid of like just I don't know. People are so afraid of losing the little bit of stability that they have built in this space. But I'm like, do you know how much like a real monk, y'all did it to the Asians, but why are y'all so afraid to really stand up to people like the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, like these families that have built their wealth off of really taking and really trying to create us again. Like they study our intelligence, they study the things that we know, they study our bodies, they study our mechanisms. And it's like they want to duplicate that without us being here. Why can't we really coexist? Why do y'all hate us so much? Not Elon Musk, I'm gonna get to him, but I've really been doing a lot of research about Jeffrey Epstein, and I would kind of say that Jeffrey Epstein was kind of in his scientist bag. But it didn't really make sense to me as to why. I'm like, why you hate black people so much? Like, I know you a vampire. I know that this is like I know that this was like his probably fourth, fifth, sixth go around on this shit. But I'm like, why do y'all hate black people? Like, what is this covenant? What is this weird ass thing that y'all have against us? Like, why is it that y'all real deal want to make us the people that is the most hated? Because we have to be some of the most powerful people. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, it's like, okay, you can like your little kids, whatever, because all your friends do that shit. Like, that shit's disgusting. It's nasty. But I'm really in the space of being like, why did they use Elon? Like, why did I keep wanting to say Elon Musk? Like, that nigga's energy is here. Why did they use Jeffrey Epstein? Because he's also still a pawn. Like, he was a billionaire, but there was still a lot of other people that worked, like, that he worked up under. Like, it's just one thing that I genuinely don't understand in that space. I'm like, you have all these 1% families, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, you got all these other different families, Jew, and a lot of them not American based, they come from other places, but it's like, why do y'all hate black? Like, I genuinely want to know, like, it's something past systematic. It's something that we don't have control over. Why I feel like we are hated by everybody. Elon Musk is a racist. Like, but then again, sometimes I wonder, I'm like, when y'all are close over other people, it's like people will not forget that he did that Nazi salute. But I've never heard him being affiliated with that. But Donald Trump's family comes from a line of that. And it's like Donald Trump is very narcissistic. Like he is a man that you could tell that his childhood troubles it carried over into the rest of his life. As he got older, he got very like he's a very senile type of person. I'm not going to say that he's dumb, but he doesn't care about anything unless it's affiliated with him and with him and himself. I'm like he's an occult leader. I'm like I forgot what a cult leader was. Basically, it reminded me of everything that Donald Trump be doing. He staged all of his assassins to basically gain more rapport, but it's not working. I'm like, people really don't like you anymore. I'm like, you have tried to ruin the country in which you say you are. It's like, okay, I was looking on TikTok the other day and I was watching a video, and this woman made a lot of sense. She's like, the elites are trying to put us in a position where it's nothing but rich and poor. You want to know how you stop that? Stop spending your money. If everybody real deal was able to figure out how to keep that, like to just grow some food, have some food for a month, you would literally see. This is how people always talk about the Montgomery bus boycott. Them doing all that protesting and shit, that ain't what did it. When them niggas stopped taking the bus and the bus system started to lose a significant amount of money, this is when they finally was like, okay, we gonna, cause we want to keep this running. You have some people that their mindset is so gone to where it's no helping them. Like, I really be, it's like not even in the funny space, but I really want to look at or ask certain white people that sit in these white supremacist spaces, and I want to ask them, like, why do you hate black people so much? Like, it's a real question. It's like, why do you feel the need that everybody really can't it's like niggas real deal want to bring back segregation, but if it's like we could do that. Like, I'm down for that. But how about we don't purchase? How about you segregate everybody? The only people that can buy your products are white. So what happens when the rich people all have everything? I'm telling you, it's like all the psychological things that people be trying to get us to go through and do. It's like everything is about money. Why is it that y'all can't psychologically see things from the standpoint of finances? JD Vance is an atheist that is parading around as a Christian, and that shit is weird. I'm like, what? It's like you could call yourself a Christian now after being an atheist, but what exactly do you believe in? Paganism? JD Vance is a cheater. Everybody be seeing this shit. I'm like, this is why Erica Kirk been real quiet on the scene. I'm like, they literally had her parading out here being a fucking fool. And I'm like, you a government hoe. But you also are reincarnated. But you a government hoe. I'm like, you are having or were having an affair with JD Vance. But somehow, some happened to your baby all of a sudden. But I'm guessing Usha end up having her baby. But people want you to think that it's like I could want to date a white person, but I don't want to date a white person that hate black people. I also don't like white people that fetishize behind black people either, because you still do not defend black people in the same right. It's like, imagine people like y'all have so many different things that is celebrated, but us giving a day, y'all already gave Black History Month the shortest month of the year, February. Then if we want a Juneteenth day, it's like y'all like fuck that shit. It's like, why do you hate us so much? It's like the whole thing is that y'all wanted to keep our minds locked up. Because if we really were, if more people thought the way that I thought, we wouldn't be going through half of the shit that we go through. But that's the whole purpose. They tried to make wealth be very unobtainable within black communities, and they made black people start attacking other people. I'm like, y'all don't believe in MK Ultra and shit like that, but it's very much so a weird thing. I'm like, why is it that military type things are always within our government, our CIA, like towards regular individuals? That shit is weird. Like, why does the CIA have to have ties with the military? Because y'all use military grade weapons to attack people so that their mindset is looking at life from grief. It's like, black people, we have our ghettos. If we're always surrounded by destruction, violence, it's like we are supposed to be a product of that environment. One of the main reasons in my space why I'm like really fighting back, I'm like, y'all keep fucking with the education system, making it hard for people to get degrees. I really like, I don't give a fuck. I said, something ain't gonna be right until one of the political people really get touched, or somebody that sits in these real powerful places. This is not making a threat like how people be like, oh, I want to kill Donald Trump, I want to kill JD Vance. Or it's like, no, it's nothing like that. It's more so in a space to where it's like people don't understand shit until it's broke or it's dead. So looking at, it's like JD Vance, honestly and truly, should be impeached at this point. But I feel like they have really tried to cover up that shit. It's like, I know for a fact that you have had an affair. Like, and honestly, your wife got pregnant because she like, you not finna try to have no baby with no outside. Like, y'all ghetto. This is the ghettoest administration I have ever seen. And people hate to hear the truth. You don't have to disrespect people to hear the truth. So imagine you're looking at, you like, okay, Israel is one of those places where it goes very far back. But I was doing my research how a lot of the Israelis were doing a lot of experiments on Palestine people because of their blood. The one of the main reasons why they hate Iran and shit like that. I don't fuck with a lot of people's religious backgrounds, but I do think about the land and what everything has basically came from. Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan, everywhere in that little part is part of old Sumerian. And that is the oldest, like, that is like the oldest civilization. I think next is, might be um, the Mesopotamian civilization, then the Egyptian civilization. The Egyptians are actually three, but I think when it comes to technology, we have been very much so advanced. One of the main reasons why I started to move away from the Bible, because I said I know I could feel my Egyptian roots. And the Bible literally, like, it doesn't like Egyptians, which I know that that's also black people. So it's like, have the Bible in itself already been racist, sexist? Like, it's a book that I'm like, this is a book that's made by man. And when you read it, I said the only reason why it's so powerful is because if you get everybody, like the flu vaccination, if everybody take it, you make it so accessible, like COVID, it's free, da 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 da. But it's like the Bible is like that. Really go through them stories and look how, and it's like people were being revered for certain things, and I'm like, this don't make sense. But people would look at me and be like, "Oh, something wrong with you." And it's like, "No," I said, "this don't really make sense from experience in my own life." Like I said, why does religion make me feel oppressed? Like, why does religion truly make me feel oppressed? If the way that religion is taught to us, like my grandmother, I love my granny. Like, I that my granny usually has been like my best friend. But it's something about the way I'm like, she always be like, oh, put God this, put God that. And I say, I feel that. Like, but sometimes it makes me wonder, I'll be like, are you afraid of yourself? Like, why is it that, like, they'll tell you money is the root of all evil? Who created money? Who created currency? So if money is the root of all evil, people are the root of all evil because we create the things. We are what give it intention. Money is an inanimate object. It doesn't do anything. We had to give it value. The Bible is depicted as if you go against anything, you're just going to be struck down. And I said, through my spaces, I said, the only thing that people really have been able to block really in my life is my finances. Other than that, nobody can block my real spirituality. Nobody can block my mindset. Nobody can block the way that I think and what I truly believe in. I said, the Bible has been used to oppress us for real. I said, but why is it people don't consider the Bible hoodoo? Like, the Bible is hoodoo. People were sacrificing shit in the Bible. Pigs, goats. Abraham was willing to sacrifice his only son. And God was like, okay, okay, I get it. You love me. Why would you even play like that? Like, this shit don't make sense to me. Like, why would I have to show the sacrifice of this just to prove? So it made me be like, you know, was the Bible written by people from like the Iranian culture and they don't even know it? Because I look at these cultures that is real big on suicide and stuff like that. And I'm like, sacrificing is still a form of like, it's like, I gotta kill myself or we gonna kill in the name of this. It's like, why? Why? If Iran, Afghanistan, that whole area of old Samaria is the first civilization. So this is what we would look back to for real. This is what we've been told. Don't know really what people truly discover or wrote the Bible, but I'm like, something here don't make sense. Why do I gotta kill myself? And I'm not gonna be here to prove my loyalty to something that we already that y'all tell me it don't exist. Make it make sense to me. Women are starting to wake up and realize they power. It's like somewhere along the lines, I feel like there were men that really hated the way women were revered, the things that we could do. It's our powers that they want. We are the ones that are magical. And it's like, this is why they try to strip us of that with our emotions. Love. Like, they want us to be in love, but be in love with things that destroy us. Some of these men are putting y'all path to destroy you. I know for a fact, whatever happened with Ashley Janae, like I know people like you going in all different places, but I feel like Ashley Janae looks like a person that could have been, what do you call it? Glamored. She could have been glamored. Okay. I don't think that she wrote those things. And it's scary. It's like if somebody could go in her chat GPT and make these false things, this is like hacking. This is like things done from the inside. I'm like, something not right with that shit. And I feel like people will think I'm talking about, like, Ashley is such a very common name. People will think you're talking about this. And I'm like, do you know how many Ashleys is out here in this world? It's like people think you talk about one thing, and it's like, no, I'm like, my life is still very localized. People will try to create, like, when I say we exist on several timelines, it's like when you start bringing your timelines together and they all start meshing, it's like people like, oh shit, we can't make it seem like it's this. I do not think that that girl committed suicide. I think I told, like I was telling my mama the other day, which it didn't really matter, but I said one thing I noticed that a lot of people do in this world, they affect your reputation and they try to affect, because your reputation can also affect how you accumulate your money and your wealth out here. If we can make people think you crazy, you're not a good fit. You look like a liability. Like if you spaz, it's like people will use you talking about shit in a certain way or a certain manner, and they'll be like, "Oh, this person's crazy." But folks will never actually listen to what you say. Oh, don't look into that. Don't follow behind that. So no one wants to believe that I actually was being gang stalked. And a whole community around me was being used, all because I simply don't want to be a part of certain things. It's like people be wanting you to protect them, and you like, I'm not doing a motherfucking thing. I don't know. I remember when Tashara came into my life and I just listened to all the crazy shit that she said. I remember her telling me like, "Oh, your parents is Whitney Houston and your parents is Kevin Costner." But I'm like, "But you in my energy crushing on this man." It's like so much weird ass shit be going on in this space. And I be noticing, I'm like, everything out here is just weird. When you do not involve yourself in anything, people hate when you don't want to be involved. People want your energy around so they can siphon it, so they can use it. This is what glamoring looks like. It's like I can make you think, like, I'm gonna give you another example. The person in which I almost had a child with, I said, I feel like this person, they glamour me. Like he was a very attractive person, but I noticed, I said, after I connected my energy with him, that is when I started to experience a lot more negative things. But I said, it didn't necessarily have to be through him. There could have been females or people, like if he is a Mason or he's associated with those people, someone could have sent this person in to really try to extract my energy to pass it back, because sex is one of the strongest ways to get close to your sacral energy. And I noticed like what really ended up being weird. It's like this person avoided me and it's like it wanted to make me look like I was thirsty. But I said, you don't want to tell the truth. You don't want to say the real reason you got mad at me was because I didn't want to sleep with you. It had nothing to do with attractiveness. It had nothing to do with any of that. It's the fact that I knew the real purpose of why you was coming around me. It was to take my energy and give it back to somebody else. Somebody wanted to, like, and this is how it is. If I sleep with him and he's sleeping with somebody else, that is an energy exchange. That female that is a witch or a Eastern Star, whatever, they can siphon my energy through having sex. And a lot of y'all, it's like you don't have to sleep with this person. It's like after you do that, this is why people be wanting you to constantly be in the space. I also realized too, my ex-boyfriend would do me like that. Like he would sleep with me and then he'll go 4 5 months without sleeping with me, and it's like I started to realize that. I said, you don't actually like me. I said, this feels very ritualistic and it wasn't enjoyable for me. Like I don't mean to be real, to be mean or nothing, but it wasn't. Like when people actually are in a position to want to satisfy you, it's like they actually care about how you feel. I said, no, people real deal when they just want something. It's like some people hate that that's how you really see yourself. And you have enough discipline to not sacrifice yourself to look like that or be like that. So this is when people try to set you up. Like people wanted to utilize, it's like when people realize like, oh, you have an interesting type of sexual energy, this is what people utilize to try to exploit you. It's like people be like, okay, send me a picture. One thing that started to make me realize about certain things, I started to go back through those photos that that man sent me during that process, and I said these pictures were old as fuck. It's like you would utilize photos and act as if they're new. Like, send me a photo, I'll send you one. And the picture that they send you, iPhones and shit like that tells you the dates of photos when they were actually taken. I'm like, this is a picture from 2019, 2020, 2021. I'm like, mind you, the year is 2024. I'm like, none of these photos are recent. So it's like you use all of these pictures probably for everybody that you come in contact with. And it's like when you really start to break that shit down, it's like people be like, well, I'm so handsome, I'm so this. It's like it has nothing to do with what you look like. It's the spirit that you truly carry. It's like your intentions was never good. It'd be like it's like imagine people being in your energy. They like, well, where I come from is pimps and it's like, but if somebody say that they don't want to be a part of that, how you? It's like somebody will look at you and be like, well, I have this of you. It's like the way that you have that of me, it was illegal. I said, I thought I was sending this shit to somebody in discreetness. And it's like you want to take those pictures and photos to basically exploit them. And that shit fucked up. And it's like niggas be wondering why they go to jail. They have domestic violence cases. It's like it ain't nigga be like, you put spell on me. It's like that's your karma. I said, these are the women that you really like. And this is me showing you I'm nothing fucking like what you tried to make me look like. I said, I'm not following no bitch around a store on behalf of you. I don't give a fuck. And I think that's what make people mad. The fact that you genuinely don't give a fuck. Imagine a man getting readings or getting talking to another female of yours and it's like two stories come together. So this woman starts to do black magic on you because she like you want my man. I'm like sometimes you don't put two and two together. I'm like, this is the same man that you was talking to in these messages. And then when I realized it, I'm like, the fuck is you over here for? It's like, why did you even talk to me? Cause I'm telling you, like, imagine somebody being like, I don't want to fuck with that person because they do OnlyFans. But if you actually bought my OnlyFans, you would saw it was nothing but explicit tarot cards because some cards we can't show on YouTube. And then it's like people will rever you and be like, oh, well, I look for three of O's. What made you think that I was a hoe? Because you did this. It's like I made that choice. I said when we grown, we grown. But it's like if I'm not in the space of giving myself out to any and everybody, and you know this, what made you think I was a hoe? And sometimes I had to realize, I said, being affiliated with people that you've previously been affiliated with, I realized my ex nigga was really on some hoe shit. But it's like I try not to judge him based off of that. But that's the reason why he would hide a lot of the things that he was out here doing. And it's like me talking about it was really exposing this because it wasn't exposing just this person. It was exposing the network of how women get treated. But females will be over here thinking like, oh, you trying to get in the way of my love life, my money. And I'm like, if you want that person for their money, you have that shit. Like, why are you so offended with me? Because I don't want my life to be like that. Ari Fletcher is someone that's like that. I'm like, you want to really rever yourself to look like Moneybag Yo is just so head over heels in love with you. And it's like, he could be, but you move in prostitute energy. I said, y'all niggas be having to do threesomes and everything, peed on, all of this just to get the money. I said, no self respect. These niggas don't like y'all. I mean, to each his own. People like what they like. If that's what you cool with, then that's what you cool with. But in other spaces, it's like when folks real deal start to see you for who you really are. It's like, why you don't like me so much? Are you mad at the choices that you made and you want to get revenge on me for the choices that you made? There is this there's this Aquarius tarot reader that used to be in my energy. I used to watch some of her shit, but then again, I started to realize I said something a little bit off in your energy, and it has to deal with a man. I'm like, you really try to hide how envious you get of this man like in other women, but why you just can't realize that you are part of a bigger scheme, a bigger plot, a bigger plan? I'm like, you're being used for your sexual energy. And you try to make yourself seem like, oh, it's just a sneaky link. Oh, it's just this. Oh, it's just that. But then people be like, get out my business. It's like when you wanted to try to connect with me, I told you, I said, the more that you keep trying to spy and be in this space, I'm like, the more that the truth is really going to keep exposing itself. And it's like, nobody's trying to hate on you. Nobody's trying to put you in a predicament to make you look terrible. It's like, you ain't opening up your eyes to see what the fuck is really going on. If you are someone that truly wants to be in a happy relationship, it's very hard for you to be in it and be wealthy. It's like they put more unhealthy options in front of you when your money starts to grow. More money, more problems. That is a real statement.